Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the program Business Time. This is a magazine program in which we bring you major business and economic news stories making headlines in the country. My name is Kumwembe, and in the program today, uproar over new duty on used cars importation. We speak to stakeholders on the way forward. And also in the program, UK urges Malawi to make the most of trade scheme. We have these and other stories. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome. In our main story in the program today, the government has announced new duty on imported used cars. This has attracted an uproar from various circles within the country's economy, as others rate the new duty as prohibitive. Now, the Malawi Revenue Authority, MRA, has since said people should look at the benefits beyond the rate, while the government says the move is aimed at containing pressure of forex on the market. Now, the question is, as debate rages, what's the way forward? Our journalist, Justin Kweo, has the whole story.
On Friday last week, a new tax regime was circulated. This was duty on imported vehicles. The duty, according to the schedule that was released on Friday and started circulating, a car's duty will be valued based on the year of make and the engine size. Unlike in the past, when a car's duty was being valued based on the value of a car or based on how much the car has been bought. With this new system, for example, if one is to purchase a Daihatsu Mira 2018 with engine size not exceeding 700 cc, the person will have to part ways with about 4 million kwacha, no matter how much they have bought that car at. In the first place, we engaged the importers. So we talked to Temba Mkandawire, the chairperson for Car Importers Association in the southern region. What is their take on the new schedule? What is it that they are against with? Because there was an uproar from the public. So we hear from Mr. Mkandawire.
When we firstly saw it in the social media, when it was circulating, we said, look, we believe that government always has to stand for the people. And we felt that whatever government was planning to do after the pronouncement in Parliament about the taxations regime that they are going to put forward in order to curb some issues that were there between the importers and the Malawi Revenue Authority, we thought that they are coming up with a package that is going to excite Malawians. We believe that we are doing business, not just to do business, but we are doing business so that we can also make profit by the end of the day. And at the same time, we look at the buyers, who are the end users, who are our customers, that whenever we are charging our vehicles, we put into consideration about the economic situation that our country it is now. So when we heard about this system, everybody was flabbergasted. You know, we were mouth agape because in a normal circumstance, a normal government cannot do such kind of a system, cannot implement such kind of taxation on its people. The taxes, they're enormous. They're just very huge. We cannot even explain it.
So what exactly are you against? Because hearing from MRA yesterday, they were saying, no, this is a good rule. There are many countries, including Zambia, who use it. What exactly are you against? Is it the law itself of valuing a car's duty based on year of make and engine size, or the charges that have been placed?
We are not against the system. You should understand me clearly. As the dealers, we are not against the system. We are against the increase of the duty itself. You know, the first system, for example, a Mira, was costing us around 1.2 million. In the new system, the same Mira is costing us 5 million. So there is an increase. So we are totally against the increase, not the system that the government is using. On the very same system, if there can be a reasonable amount of money that are being charged on a particular vehicle, we cannot say that the system is bad. But we are against the increase in duty. That is what we are against.
Now, one thing that Malawians are looking forward to is probably, because MRA is saying that the public was consulted and they are the ones who brought up this issue, including importers. As you have said, you are not against the system, but then it wasn't mentioned in the budget about the charges, and now the charges have come out. As a person who has history of being a parliamentarian, maybe what would you expect parliamentarians to do in this case, since these are the rules, the laws that pass through Parliament?
When the law was being passed through Parliament, there was a appropriation bill. The taxation bill that was being pronounced by our Minister, Honorable Sosten Gwenge. He did not put on the regulations the amount that people are going to be charged per vehicle based on the engine or the size of the vehicle. What they said was that they want to marry all issues so that they can come up with a package that is going to excite Malawians. Malawians in general, the business and even the end users. So as a parliamentarian, I was expecting that when he pronounced the issue of taxation, to say he's going to look onto the nitty-gritties. For example, whatever that they were running away from, for example, they were saying no, people were inventing taxes. Yeah. When they look onto the tax invasion, is not solved by tax increase. Tax invasion is solved by security. They have to put enough security so that people should abide by the rules. So here we are today. The members of parliament, they passed on trust, because that was just on trust. They trusted that when the regulations are coming in, himself, the Minister of Finance, is going to consider the people, because he's representing the people in the House of Records. So I was even puzzled to hear the minister proclaiming, to say from the 1st of July, this is going to be effected. When they're saying that they consulted the public, which public? You have heard the public cry as we are speaking on the social media, in the newspapers, the human rights defenders. Everybody else is complaining about it. So when we are saying this is bad, they did not consult, and I myself from the Southern Region, I'm the chairman. I don't even remember when the MRA called me and my committee to say, let's sit down and look into the issues of duty. There has never been that way. So it's like they are playing hide and seek, and they want to take us by surprise, of which we are not ready to do that. We are not ready to do that. As Malawians playing in a democratic country, we will stand and fight against these unreasonable duties.
Aside from that, we also heard from the Malawi Revenue Authority. We engaged Mr. Kumwembe, who is the Deputy Commissioner responsible for facilitation. To him, he failed to explain how they arrived at the figures. All he did was to explain the benefits of the new system. But still, let's hear from Mr. Kawareware. Why introduction of this tax regime, and what does MRA say on the concerns raised by the public and the car importers?
Traditionally in customs clearance, we do have ad valorem rates, ad valorem taxes that apply based as a rate on the value of the goods. And then again, we do have specific taxes that an amount that is actually imposed on a unit of a good that is being imported. So in this case, due to the nature of the trade transaction for used motor vehicles, government felt that it was necessary that we migrate to the specific taxes to afford importers of used motor vehicles a fair playing ground, and also introduce predictability in as far as collection of customs duties is concerned. Major advantage of adopting specific taxes is that there will be uniformity in as far as the tax treatment is concerned. No single importer will benefit as opposed to, rather no single importer will benefit more in terms of the taxes paid as opposed to what others are paying. The second thing is that there will be predictability. People will be able to choose the type of vehicle and the type of duty that they will be able to afford. And once that determination or that choice has been made, there will be no other charges that will be imposed. This is going to reduce instances of people being maybe defrauded or corrupt minds taking advantage of importers to actually demand some kickbacks and all that. So the environment or the playfield, in as far as tax collection is concerned, is going to be corrupt-free, predictable, and fair to all.
On Sunday, however, The Times spoke to the Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs, Mr. Sosten Gwengwe. In his words, he said that the move is deliberate and aims at suppressing demand for imported vehicles. In such a way, according to him, the country will also suppress demand for foreign exchange. He gave The Times statistics. For example, he said used vehicles drain the foreign exchange for Malawi in such a way that last year alone, the country spent $110 million on used vehicles. And according to him, out of the top 5 imports for Malawi that drain the country's foreign exchange, cars are the only commodities that are non-essential. Malawi is a net importing and consuming nation, highly dependent on exporting raw agricultural goods, with tobacco being the main foreign exchange earner. As we speak now, Malawi does not manufacture cars, let alone Malawi does not even assemble cars. For that reason, every car that is in Malawi is imported from other countries. It is therefore yet to be seen as to what impact will the new tax regime bring to Malawi.
Ilovo Sugar Malawi has fought the volatility of the local currency, the kwacha, as well as scarcity of forex, as one of the key things fueling the rise in prices of sugar in the country. Now, the company has since disputed reports that the commodity is expensive compared to peer countries. We have the whole story in this report by Kumwembe Mangazi.
During the meeting, one of the minority shareholders of the company, Bernadette Maere, wondered why the company has not been forthcoming to reduce prices of sugar for Malawians where the commodity is produced. Another minority shareholder, Pinto, weighs in his views.
To me personally, I see the price as fair comparing to other products that has gone up in price. For example, maize flour.
Ilovo Sugar Malawi Managing Director Lekani Katandula says it is a wrong perception that sugar prices are high in Malawi than in neighboring countries or other foreign markets.
We run these stakeholder engagement sessions twice a year outside the AGMs to give our investors an opportunity to better understand what we are doing at Ilovo in terms of our strategic initiatives and what are the results of those strategic initiatives as we roll them out so that they have a better appreciation of the business that they have invested into, and they know that we're doing our best to make sure that we give them good returns whilst saving our many other stakeholders as well. In terms of the actual information we were able to share with our investors, that if you want to use the official exchange rates, then you can support that perception that sugar is higher priced in Malawi compared to our neighboring countries. But the reality of the matter is that our official exchange rates do not represent the exchange rates at which the market is transacting today. Most parts of the market today are transacting between 1,600 kwacha per dollar to as high as 1,800 kwacha per dollar. And even if you take that lower end of that range, then our sugar prices come out to be cheaper than all our neighbors. And in practice, this is our experience as well, because we have been to different parts of Malawi, including the border areas, and in all cases, we're finding that traders in the border areas are buying sugar from Malawi and selling it at a profit in Mozambique, in Zambia, and Tanzania. Sometimes when you say that, some people will interpret that to say, were you the most profitable? No, we're not. Zambia was more profitable than us. But when you look at everything that is happening in the area, how we're managing all these aspects like I've just outlined, we were ranked as the overall best performing country.
The company is still discussing with the government on prices for industrial sugar after the latter started issuing import licenses for the commodity over claims of high prices. Meanwhile, the company reported a profit after tax for the half year ending 28 February 2023 at 33.7 billion kwacha, representing a 266.3% jump from the 9.2 billion kwacha recorded at half year in 2022.
Now, minority shareholders for listed Nickel Holdings have expressed contentment over the 6.3 billion dividend the company declared last week. This represents about 85% jump in earnings for the shareholders when compared to the 3.4 billion kwacha dividend the company declared in 2021. This was said at the recent annual general meeting in Blantyre. More in this report.
This came out during the company's annual general meeting on Wednesday in Blantyre, where it announced a staggering 37 billion kwacha profit for the year 2022. During the meeting, the board chair Gafar Hassam floated two motions to reappoint Robert Shikara, 75, and Harold Bijou, 79, as directors, which met resistance from some two minority shareholders. However, the motion was adopted following an enormous vote from the other shareholders. Section 169, subsection 4 of the Companies Act 2013 stipulates that the office of director of a public company or of a subsidiary of a public company shall become vacant at the conclusion of the annual meeting, commencing the next after the director attains the age of 70 years. Citing the law, Minority Shareholders Association of Listed Companies General Secretary Frank Harawa says whoever the directors represent should appoint fresh directors in accordance to the law.
According to the laws of Companies Act, the requirement is that when a director reaches the age 70, he has to step down or be renewed every year. Now, the directors in question, we can say they have renewed more than 5 times, one of them, another one almost 9 times. And we are saying this is not on. There must be a succession plan put in place. There are several ways of doing it. They can use the way of alternative director, where the director appoints another one to represent him on that board. And as is grooming maybe that person to take over. But in this instance, it's not good to have to continue reappointing the very directors. I mean, even going to the ages 80, that doesn't make sense at all. Because even in the AGM, we did not ask anything to do with appointing a minority shareholder on the board of NBS. But is that important? Yes, it's very important. As I'm talking to you now, 5 listed companies, they have appointed a minority shareholder on their board, not Harawa, but other people, competent people on their boards. So I think for the sake of transparency and accountability, it is important that the minority shareholder is represented on the board of these listed companies. Look, we hold most of the companies more than 10%, 20%, and 10% represents a director. So it doesn't make sense in our percentage of 30 that the major shareholder appoints somebody to represent us on that board. So we are saying it's wise if they give us a board on these listed companies. As shareholders of this company, Nico, we are very happy concerning the performance of our company. The share price has been trading around 45 to 55 in the years during over the last year, and it has hovered around that for years. But now the share price is trading above 160. We as minority shareholders, we are happy. We have this time made a lot of money through our company Nico, but not only on the capital gains, but also even you look at the dividend payout. We've received a lot of dividends, and all minority shareholders are happy about the performance of our company. The company has just released the trading statement, which is again very promising. Definitely, we believe there will be better dividends, and also we know definitely the share price will continue going up.
But Hassan said the matter was arising based on misunderstanding of the law.
Let's be clear on what the Companies Act requires. The Companies Act says that when a director reaches the age of 70, they are not prohibited from continuing being a director. What is required is that the board needs to assess their fitness to still hold office. Fitness in terms of their physical fitness, as well as their relevant skills and expertise that they bring to the board. And out of a board of 9 people, we have 2 individuals that indeed have passed the age of 70, and we as a board have reviewed the expertise that they bring, their physical abilities, and we are very satisfied that they can continue serving as board members on the board. So our strategy is one of, we want exponential growth. Exponential growth in terms of delivering results to our shareholders, but also exponential growth in the way that we serve our customers. We have gone quite significantly on the digital side. On the banking, as I speak, on NBS, they are busy with a new project upgrading their technology, and the idea is that they should provide quite easily services to their customers. We recently, about 2 years ago, we also launched a new app platform on the Nico Life as well as Nico General, and the whole idea is that we need to make customer experience easier. In addition to the customer experience, we also continue to bring innovative products that speak to the challenges that our customers are experiencing on a day-to-day basis, and to make their life easier when they interact with the Nico Group.
Corporate governance expert James Kapale says the decision-making power within a company lies with the majority shareholders, that is, those in control of more than half of the votes in general meetings or boards of directors.
Now, in other business news, Malawi Consulate General in Tete Province in Mozambique has reiterated the need for the country's businesses to explore opportunities in that country. He was speaking in an interview of trading opportunities that are existing in Mozambique.
Our role is to make sure that people who are in Malawi, they should be able to do business in Mozambique. People who are actually in Mozambique should be able to do business in Malawi. So I'll talk about mining. In Tete, there are a lot of companies who are actually into mining, and they have been looking forward to work closely with the Malawian companies to do partnership. So another area that people should think of is mining area. The mining sector is very huge, and Mozambique has got experts who are actually able to do things in the right way, because the mining is actually involved in many, many things. So that's also another area. Another area that I would actually also want to mention is the area of agriculture. As you know that Tete is bordering with the Malawi, like Mwanza border, and also Kalomwe border, which is in Data. So after crossing to the Kalomwe border, you find there is what we call Angonia district. Angonia district, the weather of Angonia district and the Data is the same. They grow a lot of Irish potato. These are actually opportunities for Malawians that they can actually be able to tap in, because they don't have manufacturing company that can be able to do the production of crisps. These are the companies that the Mozambique government have been actually asking for Malawians to do a partnership.
Well, that interview also brings us to the end of today's edition of the program Business Time. This is a magazine program in which we bring you major business and economic news stories making headlines in the country. My name is William Kumwembe. On behalf of the entire production team, thank you for watching, but always remember, if it doesn't make money, then it doesn't make sense. Stay safe and goodbye for now.